Good morning, and we're in chapter 20, and we're going to see the deaths of Miriam and Aaron. and Miriam's really quick right here at the beginning. Then came the children of Israel, even to the whole congregation, unto the desert of Zin in the first month, and the people abode in Kadesh, and Miriam died there, and was buried there. Now, remember, Miriam was older than Moses, so was, I think, Aaron, but Miriam was at least 10 years older. So Moses is getting quite old, and Miriam was quite old. It's probably quite an experience anyway, so wasn't probably like, oh no, she died. So we have this experience here. And there was no water in the congregation. They just move on a little bit, it sounds like. But I wonder if the frame of mind of Moses was different here, too. When the people, now there was no water in the congregation, and they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron. And here they are probably mourning for their sister, and the people are not doing them any favors, really. And the people basically argued with Moses. And spake, saying, would God that we died when our brethren died before the Lord. Can you imagine? They're just not getting it. It seems though that they just always think that, and the thing is, funny enough, I'm just for my throat. I'm having a drink of water. Could you imagine going into a wilderness that just didn't have water? And you got your women, your children, your cattle and everything. And you're just wondering, well, how are we going to actually do this? You know, it would be hard. And they probably were feeling quite a thirst, and you can only last a few days without water. And there's none around at all. So you can kind of understand what they're doing, but they're not turning to the Lord. They're not seeing what the Lord has done and realize the Lord can do this miracle as well. And sometimes we forget that in our own lives, I think. When we see miracles and that, and then we think, but my circumstance, I don't see how he's going to help me in this. And we forget that he's done it before, and he's done miracles before, and we've witnessed these things. Why have you brought up the congregation of the Lord unto the wilderness, that we and our cattle should die there? Before it was their children if they went into the promised land and tried to overtake it. Now it's the cattle. Wherefore have ye made us come up out of Egypt to bring us unto this evil place? It is no place of seed of figs or of vines or of pomegranates, neither is there any water to drink. Notice, I put that in gray again, representing that this is the thing they're focusing on, is not the Lord. And Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly of the door unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, or the tent of the assembly, or whatever. And they fell upon their faces, and the glory of the Lord appeared unto them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take the rod. And if you go on there, it does point out the rod of Moses that we've already talked about, the same rod that he used to smite the Red Sea. And all of this he is doing. And notice his commandment. Gather thou the assembly together, so they do that, and Aaron thy brother, and speak unto the rock before their eyes. Notice it says, speak unto the rock. And it shall give forth his water, and thou shalt bring forth to them water out of the rock. So thou shalt give to the congregation and their beasts to drink. And Moses took the rod before the Lord, and he commanded, as he commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock, and he said unto them, Hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock? Notice he forgets to mention God in this. And Moses lifted up his hand with his rod, and he smote the rock twice, and the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. The Lord kept his promise of doing that. But Moses didn't follow it as he usually does. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believed me not, or did not, as it says here in the thing, not in speaking to the rock, striking it instead, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel. Therefore ye shall not bring this congregation in the land which I have given them. Plus they are getting older, 60, 70, what are they? I can't remember now. 120 or something. They're a lot older anyway, but the Lord would keep and preserve them as long as they were needed, and Moses will be there until the end, just will not take them into the land. On the side, there is the note, and is what we've just read. Why were Moses and Aaron not allowed to enter the promised land when the Israelites again murmured for want of water? The Lord gave Moses and Aaron specific instructions on how to provide for their needs. Pointing out a certain rock, the Lord told Moses to gather the people and speak unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water. However, instead of following God's command to speak to the rock, Moses struck it twice with his staff. Additionally, Moses and Aaron failed to give credit to the Lord for this miracle. Before Moses struck the rock, he asked, Must we fetch you water out of this rock? And the Lord chastened Moses and Aaron for straying from his instructions, and for failing to sanctify him in the eyes of the children of Israel. He declared that because of their actions, Moses and Aaron would not be allowed to lead the Israelites into the promised land. Although the scriptures do not fully explain the reasons for this consequence, Moses' actions did not qualify him from all future responsibilities and blessings. The Book of Mormon teaches that at the end of Moses' life, the Lord took Moses unto himself as a translated being. Moses appeared at the Mount of Transfiguration and bestowed priesthood keys upon Peter, James, and John. Moses also appeared to Joseph Smith and Oliver Cowdery in our dispensation as a resurrected being, conferring upon them the keys of the gathering of Israel. I think it's really significant that we remember, even though Moses did something he shouldn't have or didn't do what he was asked to do properly, it is small in comparison to what he has achieved because of the Lord. He could have done better at what he did. He basically forgot the Lord for a second. But the Lord remembered his covenants and his promises. He gave them water even though the rock was smote, rather than Moses speaking unto the rock. And Moses, as we see, still has his prophetic calling. But he needed to know that it was the Lord that did these things. Then in 13, this is the water of Meribah, because the children of Israel strove with the Lord, and he was sanctified in them. Meribah means a place of strife, basically. Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Thus saith thy brother. This story I kind of like, because it kind of gives you a feel of what is going on in these lands and why the Lord was blessing Israel instead of the Edomites or the other tribes that were there. So, because Moses sent messengers to the king of Edom, thus saith thy brother Israel. Notice how he says Israel, as in all of the people here. And Edom, it's almost like two people talking, but it's Moses and the king of Edom. So we're going to talk about Israel and Edom as if they were two people. Thus saith thy brother Israel, thou knowest all the travail that hath befallen us, how our fathers went down into Egypt, and we dwelt in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers. Notice he's telling this story. It's sort of like saying, I'm giving you a warning as well as a little bit of our history. First of all, you can feel a little bit sorry for us and let us through, or that our history kind of says it all. We could have a problem here. So, and when we cried unto the Lord, he heard our voice, and sent an angel, and hath brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh, a city in the outermost of thy border. So he says, yeah, you might have heard about the plagues of Egypt and the things that happened to get us here. The Lord is on our side. So do you really want to fight against the Lord? I think you should let us through. Let us pass, I pray thee, through thy country. We will not pass through the fields or through the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn right hand nor left until we have passed thy borders. He's saying, we're going to go straight through. We're not going to touch anything, so nothing should be wrong here. And Edom said unto him, thou shalt not pass by me, or through the land, lest I come out against thee with the sword. He's being very aggressive here. And the children of Israel said unto him, we will go by the highway, and if I and my cattle drink of thy water, then we will pay for it. I will only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet. And he said, thou shalt not go through. Again, he's not letting them through. They've asked twice. And Edom came out against him with much people and with a strong hand. He's building up his army and saying, you're not coming in our borders. And Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border. Therefore Israel turned away from him. Now, I find it interesting. They could have just gone in and taken it. Maybe not perfectly, but it would have been possible with the Lord's help. But the Lord says, no, turn away and they turned away, and the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, journeyed from Kadesh and came to Mount Hor. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in Mount Hor, by the coast of the land of Edom. That's the border of. And Aaron shall be gathered unto his people, for he shall not enter the land which I have given unto the children of Israel. This is what the Lord spake unto him. Because ye rebelled against my word at the water of Meribah. This is why he's not going in. Take Aaron and Eleazar his son, and bring them up to Mount Hor, and strip Aaron of his garments, and put them upon Eleazar his son, and Aaron shall be gathered unto his people, and shall die there. It sounds really like you just film. No, it's something that is ceremonial. I think. I don't think it was like rip it off him, take it off. It sounds when you use the word strip, but I think it's just okay. It's time to pass it on anyway. Aaron is quite old at this time. Eleazar will be more ready to take it on, is passing that responsibility to his son. And Moses did as the Lord commanded, and they went up to the Mount Hor in the sight of the congregation, and Moses stripped Aaron of his garments and put them upon Eleazar his son, and Aaron died there in the top of the mount. And Moses and Eleazar came down from the mount, and when the congregation saw that Aaron was dead, they mourned for Aaron 30 days, even all the house of Israel. So now Aaron and Miriam are passed on, and the children of Israel still have to go through the 40 years in the wilderness. We'll see what happens next.